Thanks for joining me and the host country health and safety team for this short safety briefing. Settle in for the next few minutes while we go through your roles and responsibilities for the upcoming event, and we all learn a little bit more about work safe, deliver amazing.
Event organisers have a duty of care to attendees, athletes and workforce. The local organising committee needs to take reasonable steps to prevent harm coming to anyone involved in the event, and they need to plan for any emergency situations that could arise.
Keeping you safe is more than just a responsibility. It's good for morale, for reputation, for performance, and for the overall success of any event. Your health and safety matter because your future matters. So who's ultimately responsible for health and safety?
Everyone! Right, so sit back, relax, and listen in as the health and safety team take you through your safety role and responsibilities. And remember, now is on.
As part of your role, you must follow safety guidelines and serve as an ambassador for health and safety. We need you to educate yourselves on safety precautions, protocols, and emergency procedures. You must also attend any safety training provided by the event organizers. You also need to understand your limitations. Unless you're a qualified medical responder, police, or firefighter, we don't expect you to act like one, but we do expect you to provide help if you're trained to do so. Your safety responsibilities are simple. We expect you to interact with others, get to know volunteers and key staff in your immediate vicinity. By getting to know each other, you build a stronger sense of community and engagement. And in the event of an incident or an emergency, you'll be more likely to help each other out. Hey, Phil.
Observe what is going on around you. Get to know your surroundings. Know where to find the evacuation routes, medical aid centres and ambulances, nearest fire extinguishers, toilets, prayer rooms, mosques and concessions. Check to make sure waste is being managed properly. Keep an eye on crowd behaviour. Report. By reporting safety hazards, you will help us ensure the situation is corrected as soon as possible, helping us eliminate the risk of far more serious consequences. If you think something could put yourself or others' safety at risk, prevent a safe exit from the venue, or cause injury, report it. Respond as applicable, but remember your limitations at a minimum. Everyone should know how and who to call for help.
Somebody call for help!
Hazard identification. From this moment forward, you are all the eyes and ears of the health and safety team. By being situationally aware, you will help prevent incidents, accidents or injuries before they happen. Report anything you perceive as a potential hazard so it can be investigated and addressed as soon as possible. This can involve obvious threats to safety such as smoke or fire, but there are other common issues that may affect health and safety. Remember, what seems like a small issue can have a severe and lasting consequences if not reported and dealt with in a timely fashion. During an event, you may encounter fire hazards like smoke, visible flame, or smoking in a non-designated area. Also, immediately report any blocked doors or cluttered stairwells, as these can prevent safe evacuation by blocking exits or causing people to slip, trip and fall in an emergency. Poor housekeeping can cause a risk of contamination, slips, trips or falls, or prevent a safe evacuation. Examples include trailing cables, improperly stored materials, poor lighting, broken bulbs or accumulated waste. Environmental conditions include anything that could potentially harm your health, like excess heat or humidity. Congestion and overcrowding can cause bottlenecks or might make it difficult to exit the venue in the event of an emergency. Finally, be sure to report any volatile conditions that could lead to unrest. In a conflict, your first priority should be to protect your personal safety. Remove yourself from danger, remain calm, and de-escalate or request help.
Common medical conditions or injuries you may encounter in an event include sprains, strains, and fractures, bleeding, heat exposure, and chest pain or breathing difficulty. In the event of these or any medical incidents, be sure to remain calm. Check for danger and avoid placing yourself or others at risk. The last thing we want is another casualty. Sit or lie the casualty down, and then seek assistance from the nearest mobile medical team, or guide the person to the nearest clinic if they're able to walk without assistance. If you're not in imminent danger, stay where you are and report according to your approved chain of communication. Reporting an incident in person is usually quicker and more effective. But whether you're reporting in person, via radio, or by phone, you must provide an accurate and clear description of events. Remain calm and choose words that will not cause panic when escalating your concerns to your supervisor. Stick to the facts. Remember that WhatsApp groups are not always effective in urgent situations, as the person you're trying to reach may belong to more than one group, and it can be easy to lose track of which message came in when and from whom. Understanding how to report and who to report to is critical. If escalation is required, you should do so via your approved chain of communication. For emergencies requiring immediate attention, address the issue to emergency response personnel in your area. If you must use a radio, you will need to familiarize yourself with the radio communications protocol. Being able to provide an accurate location is key in an emergency. Outside the venue, you can identify your location through easily recognizable landmarks by referring to signposts, which include entrance numbers or levels, or by using cardinal reference points such as north, south, east, and west. Inside the stadium, you can refer to door signage to communicate your location, serial numbers, and block and section numbers. The VIP stands, VVIP stands, and media tribune are located in the west. The hospitality suite is located in the east.
Standard safety signage and arrangements in the venue can help you avoid hazards, locate safety information, and identify safe conditions. Green signs will always lead you to a place of safety, which is why you should follow them in an event of emergency. Anyone who is unable to use the stairs to evacuate safely should be guided to one of the areas of refuge located on each floor of the stadium. These separate, contained spaces are fire safe and ventilated and provide shelter to people who are unable to evacuate safely from the building via the stairs in a fire or other emergencies. Refuge points are particularly important for persons with accessibility issues who may not be able to safely navigate the stairs in the event of emergency. They also contain a fire lift and a means of communication with the Fire Command Centre. Evacuation is aimed at getting people safely from their seats to a place of safety. In the unlikely event of evacuation, an announcement will be made via the public address system. This may be followed by an audible and visual alarm in the event of a full stadium evacuation. In the main bowl, occupants can exit via vomitory on the upper tiers and directly from the stairs and aisles across the concourse on the lower tiers. Within the seating bowl, occupants should move safely from their seats, down the aisle, through the vomitory and onto the concourse. During evacuation, remain calm. Follow the instructions from the security or over the PA system. Follow the green signs and make your way to the nearest assembly point. All assembly points around the stadium are marked with a clearly visible sign. Use the stairs. Do not use the lifts in the event of a fire. If you are unable to use the stairs, make your way to the nearest refuge area. Report to your supervisor as soon as it is safe to do so. Await further instruction. In the event of an external threat, the venue commander may make the decision to gather people onto the pitch area. Evacuation of persons with accessibility issues. Accessible seating is distributed across all venues of the stadium with access to evacuation lifts for egress in addition to refuge areas. Private security is responsible for the evacuation of persons with accessibility needs, aided by spectator services and medical personnel. Remember, that not all persons with accessibility needs are wheelchair users. Persons requiring additional assistance may have a hearing, visual, physical, or other non-visible impairment, and they may not be seated in accessible seating areas. No matter where they are seated, persons with accessibility needs shall follow the evacuation routes indicated. However, they might need assistance to get to the refuge area. If they can use stairs, they must be encouraged to do so.
نشكركم على انضمامكم لنا اليوم، ونأمل أنكم قد استمتعتم بهذا المقطع وبجولة الصحة والسلامة. وتذكروا دائما أن تعملوا باتباع إرشادات السلامة لاستضافة بطولة مبهرة. وختاما نتمنى لكم الاستمتاع ببطولة مليئة بأجواء صحية وآمنة.
نشكرك على الوقت الذي قضيته في مشاهدة ملخص الصحة والسلامة المهنية. نحن فريق واحد، فلنتعاون ونحافظ على سلامة بعضنا البعض.